As a researcher, I'm happy to find out more about, the early history of the planet. We have rocks that contain some of the world's earliest forms of life. They are fossilized in these sandstones, and we can show locals what it is that we're looking at.
Want ons moet weet.
Welkom terug. En nou vir iets heel anders. Klippe, geologie en 'n passievolle wetenskaplike Phumelele Mashele werk nie net aan 'n baanbrekende internasionale projek nie, maar het ook 'n passie om jong mense opgewonde te maak oor die stories wat klippe en geologie het om te vertel. Kom ons kyk.
As a young girl, still in school, I used to meet my father in the township. I would walk across this very field and stop to admire these beautiful mountains, not knowing the impact they would later have in my career. I am Phumelele Mashele, a local geologist who's currently completing an MSc degree in geology at Wits University. I'm currently working on the Moody Space project, which is sampling rocks of the Barberton Makonja Mountains. It is unbelievable that I'm back at this place where I used to admire the mountains, and I'm now studying them for my research, knowing them by name. That's really amazing to me. I cannot believe it.
Phumi is deel van die wetenskaplike span wat tans op die buisprojek in die Barbertonse berge werksaam is.
The other one's on top of the hill.
This one.
Yes,
As a researcher, I'm happy to find out more about, the early history of the planet. We have rocks that contain some of the world's earliest forms of life. They are fossilized in these sandstones, and we can go to the Buyers Hall exhibition and access them, and not only see them and study them for ourselves, but we can show locals what it is that we're looking at.
Die buisprojek, oftewel Barberton Archean Surface Environments Project, is een van die mees opwindende wetenskaplike projekte wat tans in Suid-Afrika onderneem word. Vir die eerste keer ooit word daar vir suiwer wetenskaplike navorsing honderde meters in die aarde ingeboor om oeroue kernrots van 3.4 biljoen jaar te ontgin en te analiseer. Dit alles om meer uit te vind oor die aarde se vroegste geskiedenis, opgeteken in die Barbertonse rotse. 'n Soortgelyke wetenskaplike projek is voorheen nog net op die maan onderneem. Dat dit vir die eerste keer op aarde hier in Suid-Afrika gebeur, het geoloë en wetenskaplikes van reg oor die wêreld aan die gons. Selfs NASA is geïnteresseerd om meer uit te vind. As die onderwys- en uitreikkoördineerder van die projek, word Phumi gereeld uitgenooi na radiostasies om te verduidelik waaroor al die boei gaan.
It just is a probe into the early history of the planet. What did the surfaces look like back then? Yeah.
Because it's so well preserved here.
Yeah. I mean, we now have a World Heritage Site there as of 2018, just because it's not the oldest rocks in the world, but the oldest, best preserved rocks in the world. And why are they important? Because they contain clues that teach us about the early history of our planet. So that's what we're drilling into now.
Daar is 8 boorplekke wat geleë is in die Barbertonse Makonja berge, wat in 2018 as 'n UNESCO wêrelderfenisgebied verklaar is. In hierdie rotse kan jy die eerste bewyse van enkelsel lewensvorme en hul geomorfiese kenmerke sien. Dit bewys ook die evolusie van die oorspronklike suurstofvrye oseane en atmosfeer, as ook die ontstaan van die eerste kontinentale landvorms. Professor Christoph Jubeck van die Jena Universiteit in Duitsland is nie net die man agter die massiewe projek nie, maar ook Phumi se mentor. Hy was een van die eerste geoloë wat so te sê die geheime van die rotse ontbloot het, toe hy destyds in 1989 hier begin navorsing doen het vir sy PhD. Phumi is tans besig met haar MSc in geologie by Wits Universiteit en maak staat op professor Jubeck se leiding.
Do you still think there's a possibility of multiple Moody's basins, or is your current research pointing you towards one basin? He became my mentor, so I got to be exposed to what he does. He's not just a researcher, but is also involved in science outreach activities of this town. He takes people up the geotrail if he has the time to. And so I got to watch that and be inspired that, hey, it's not only about learning, but it's also about giving back, yeah? And what better place to give back than one of my hometowns?
Pumi is nie net passievol oor die buisprojek en die merkwaardige Barberton se berge nie, maar om haar kennis oor te dra aan jonger leerders en hulle te inspireer.
Now it's my passion to make sure that the kids that are growing up here have a sense of pride of what their region has to offer, and that they start thinking about how to use that in order to better themselves.
Sy besoek gereeld skole in Barberton waar sy praatjies hou om die leerders meer te vertel oor die spesiale omgewing waar hulle bly.
This texture to me communicates a whole history of what was happening on the surface of the planet when this rock was formed 3.4 billion years ago. We call this time period Archean, meaning very ancient, and the earth was quite young back then.
En hulle hang behoorlik aan haar lippe.
It was very interesting. I didn't know the earth was this old, and it made me want to learn geo more, and it was great to hear from a different teacher her inputs on geo, and no offense to my teachers, but she did it better.
Daarbenewens doen sy ook toere in die uitstalsaal langs die Barberton se museum waar die wetenskaplikes die rotskern verwerk. Die uitstalling met kaarte van die omgewing en verskillende tipes rotse is na aan Pumi se hart.
I went to your high school many years ago. So we're now in Barberton, and on this chart, which is a geological map, Barberton is over here. The different colors that you see are different rock types. So it's simple things that we take for granted, like the presence of mountains. Were they there or were they not there in the early history of the planet? Was flowing water a part of the surface environments? Yes, and yes again. Why do I know this? Because of the rocks.
Pumi sê self dat haar sukses te danke is aan baie mense wat 'n rol in haar lewe gespeel het om te kom tot waar sy vandag is.
It is not one person who had a large impact on my career, but it's a community of people. I know it's always said that it takes a village, but in my case, it really took a village. A village of people in different places, okay?
Maar haar grootste invloed was seker haar pa, wat 'n aardrykskundige onderwyser was en haar van kleins af aangemoedig en bygestaan het as sy veldwerk doen. Hy is haar grootste ondersteuner en ongelooflik trots op haar.
Ngiyaziqhenya kakhulu ngokuphumelela kwaPhumi. Actually ulandelela igama lakhe, Phumelele. Ulandzele iline yakami yecareer wendi geology mina ngendi geography. So kube ne-interest kule geography kwadevelopela kule geology.
Volgens haar pa was Pumi al van laerskool af gefassineerd met kaarte en klippe.
Ngoba siyifamily yabantu labafundzile. Kona lokho ukuthi mina ngimthishela. Bekuba encourage ngoba bengihlala ngiphethe emabhuku. So babuke ukuthi sendani nabo kuba encourage. And lokuthi bengidila ngegeography ematshe bebawabona and ba developa i-interest kwematshe ngoba bebahlala bawabona nasekhaya nasendleleni.
En wat is volgende in haar soeke na sukses?
I have exciting plans. They include academic development as well as science outreach. I will definitely be learning more about the Barberton region in order to become a trusted source of information that can serve to enhance science outreach activities of the area.
Pumi se grootwordjare in die pragtige Barberton omgewing het duidelik haar lewenspad beïnvloed. En met soveel entoesiasme en deursettingsvermoë verdien sy elke tikkie sukses.